Oh, I didn't notice you there. I was just thinking of more ways to be creative. Why don't you join me? The first thing that you can do to be more creative right now is to mindstorm, or do what's called the 20 idea method. It's super simple, and all you need is a piece of paper, something to write with, and your brain. The first thing you do is take a blank sheet of paper and write your current problem or goal at the top of the paper in the form of a question. This question should be as specific as possible, because the more specific the question, the better quality your answers will be. It gives focus to what could otherwise be a very ambiguous goal. For example, instead of asking yourself, how can I get my cat to love me more than she loves my little brother, write something like, how can I get my cat to love me more than she loves my little brother by the end of the week? Because I'm sure I am not the only one with this problem. Next, think of at least 20 answers to this question. They don't have to be good answers, they just have to be 20 things that you can do either now or in the future to reach your goal. To paraphrase this article, the first 5 answers will be easy, the second 5 might be a little harder, and the last few will seem impossible. The important thing is that you don't stop until you have at least 20 answers. If your creative juices are flowing and you have way more than that, good for you, keep writing. Once you've written your list, immediately, go through it and pick one idea to act upon right now. This step is absolutely critical to the success of this method because it's the willingness to take action on your ideas that keeps your creativity flowing, thereby giving you a boost to your creativity. Take it from someone who's wanted to start a YouTube channel for literally 10 years. Great ideas will not help you unless you take action on them. This final step is optional, but if you'd like to keep your creative juices flowing, use the 20 idea method on the idea that you decided to act upon, creating 20 ways to put it to work. Once you get used to mindstorming, you'll find yourself thinking of more and more creative ideas, thereby boosting your creativity. The second thing that you can do to be more creative right now is to change up your scenery. According to Adam Green, the director of the Georgetown Laboratory for Relational Cognition and president-elect of the Society for the Neuroscience of Creativity, creativity nudges can come from changes as small as a warmer cup of coffee or different colors in the room. Take advantage of opportunities to periodically work in different parts of your office, or in the case of these corona times, different parts of your home. Any possible adjustments could translate to a creativity boost. Even if it's just from your bedroom to the kitchen or the kitchen to your bathroom, the simple act of just changing up your space forces your brain to start moving. The next thing that you can do to be more creative right now is to avoid disruptions. When you're in the creative flow, being pulled out of it can totally ruin your groove. This might be hard for a lot of people working from home. I know it is for me, and I don't even have kids. A lot of people just live in my house. But if you can carve out even 5 minutes to get your creative juices flowing, that's a 5-minute creative boost that you didn't have before. Aside from people, try to limit distractions and focus on the work in front of you rather than the TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, whatever notification that just showed up on your phone. Personally, I find the third way to be more creative right now, the Pomodoro method, to be very helpful with this because it gives you designated time to be distracted. You have 30 minutes where you do focused work, and then after that 30 minutes, you have a 5-minute break. A full Pomodoro is 4 sets of this, giving you a total of 2 hours of work and 20 minutes of breaks. The fourth way to be more creative is just to let your mind wander / daydream / zone out while focusing on your creative ideas. Honestly, I do this a lot, and whenever I have a deadline or a creative project I'm working on, I make sure to leave some time for creative thinking in between focused work time. A Duke University study reported that business students came up with more creative solutions after they looked at Apple and PC logos depending on preference. We tend to take a more creative approach to problems and ideas when our mind is wandering, and less so when we're hunched over a computer with a deadline looming. So zone out. Let your mind imagine the what ifs and the whodunits because they're only boosting your creativity. The next thing that you can do to be more creative right now is to perform the first step in the creative process, preparation. There are 4 steps to the creative process: preparation, incubation, illumination, and verification. I talk about this more in my video, What's the Connection Between Creativity and Consciousness? The preparation stage is all about research and having the tools you need to solve your problem, even if you don't know what the answer is yet. So for example, if I want to come up with a new topic to do a video on, I'll do some research on YouTube for what's trending. I'll see if there's any significant cultural events happening, like the election or a new video game coming out, or maybe I'll just look into something that I want to learn more about. Once I've done the research, I go do something else, maybe let my mind wander a little bit since that's part of the incubation stage, and eventually the rest of the creation process just happens. Creativity takes time and patience sometimes, and this is gonna sound so cliche, but It's so true. Answers come when you least expect them. The next thing that you can do to be more creative right now is to play mind games. I'm not talking about things like crossword puzzles or Sudoku, though those do have their own benefits. I'm talking about the fake scenario game, your favorite game to play when you said something stupid. What would you do if you were a tiny person stuck in a peach, controlled by a rat that could somehow cook better than you? A tiny person with ginormous hands. These kinds of games are great for your creativity because they force you to use your imagination and think from a different perspective. Which brings me to the sixth way that you can be more creative right now, thinking of your problem from another person's perspective. Whether it's asking your friend for a suggestion or putting yourself in another person's shoes, this method is extremely helpful when you're trying to boost your creativity. How would an astronaut approach your problem? A lazy person, a kid, Spider-Man, the Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs guy, your mom, Caillou? Actually, scratch that, we don't stand Caillou here. The point is, changing your perspective on a problem can open you up to a whole new way of thinking, effectively boosting your creativity and making you more creative. The seventh way that you can be more creative right now is to literally just move the left side of your body. Creativity is said to come from the right hemisphere of your brain, which controls the left side of your body. So when you move the left side of your body, you're effectively stimulating the right side of your brain. The next way you can be creative right now is to write by hand. According to Dr. Barron, author of The Creativity Cure, just picking up a pen and writing by hand can spark new ideas. Number 9 is to use the 100 idea method. This is different from the 20 idea method because rather than trying to solve a problem, you're trying to find 100 different uses for a single object. It's more of a creativity boosting exercise than a problem solving method. Think of any object and write down as many uses for it as you can. For example, a paperclip can be used as a weapon, a medical tool, an art supply, or even a lockpick. I can tell you right now that whenever I start doing something, whether it's writing a script or drawing a picture or even filming a YouTube video, that I go in with one idea and 10 more pop up. It's inevitable. You just have to keep using your creative muscle until it gets stronger and stronger, and then you're bursting at the seams with ideas that you can't even control. So hit that subscribe button, then get off the internet and just go do what you want to do. Just starting the activity will make you more creative. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week to learn how technology changes creativity.